Your monitor is garbage. That's why you can't really move around with Falcon like that. Which monitors are garbage? Mostly all of them. All of them. They're not really garbage. The issue is really Smash is like a 60 frames per second game, and the other monitors is the 360 hertz ones, them 360 frame per second monitors. They just ain't working with the Smash, so it's not compatible. So it's really two issues with it. The first one is the 60 frame per second is not compatible, and the second issue is the way they're making these monitors. They're not holding up. I don't know what it is, like gaming period, no matter what game it is, like Smash, 2K, stuff like that, they just ain't holding up properly. I don't know what the problem is, but I'm gonna try to figure out what the problem is. Like these monitors, like they're not even deemed worthy for competition. Like it's really bad, but people don't understand how bad it is. So I'm gonna try to explain like how it really affects Falcon and other characters. Really, it's affecting everybody in the game, but the main problem is that it's affecting Falcon like really bad. Certain characters like brawlers and stuff like that affecting really bad. So like the issue is with these monitors. These monitors ain't as fast as what people make it seem. They not getting the full inputs in properly. So what it's doing now, it makes the game laggy. Yo, Angel. So it makes it's making the like, cause since it's not compatible, it's doing something to the game that's making it like wonky. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not a tech man, so somebody who knows tech could probably figure it out. But I just know what I'm playing right now. The performance ain't good. So like, so it's other what people don't understand. Like they don't really know what lag is. They don't really know how the game really feel like for real. If you playing like on 360 hertz monitors, I'm tell you right now, the game ain't the same when you playing like on a 60 frame per second monitor. It's not the same. So there's other properties involved that it's not just input, but there's other properties and like layers out the way they made the game that can only be expressed on a 60 frame per second monitor. So like, what I was going at with this? Yeah, so the 360, so it's producing like a lag, and one thing the lag is doing with these monitors, it's like it's slowing down, like it's just slowing, like it's so lag is a defection. People think like lag is just making it slow. No, lag is like it's taking away frames, and depending on the monitor, it affects things a certain way. Like certain brands affect certain things. I'm trying to explain this the best way I can. So say like, so the lag, for instance, it's taking away the skill element of the game, and it's just making it like the movement wise. It's taking away the movement wise because the lag, it keeps you from moving. So it's taking away the skill element of the game with the movement, and now it's just making you just do attacks. So now instead of like taking away the skill of moving around, now it's just turns into a whole nother different game where you're just playing like A button wars. Like you're just pressing A continuously. And like that affects Falcon, because in one way, so say like, so Moth, like his hitboxes is more bigger. And this is like a problem with Wi-Fi too, with lag. I'm gonna talk about Wi-Fi in a whole nother video. But for this one, I'm just talking about just tournaments offline and these monitors. So, say Moth got like a big, like he had way bigger hitboxes on his 4 there. Like Captain Falcon hitboxes is way smaller. So say like if I get like in an A button battle, like when I can't move. So say if I get like in an A button war with Moth. Moth is gonna like for surely beat me, because one, his moves is larger, and I'm not gonna be able to escape his attacks. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna be able to stay because I can't move. And then another thing on top of that, I'm like on with lag, like it gives more characters the ability to move to stay out longer. You understand what I'm saying? So like if it's lagging, like his move stays out for a long period of time, which makes it even harder. And it's harder to escape too, because it's like it catches you into a vortex when it lags, and it makes it sticky. So when it catches you, like it's like you can't escape. Like even it's weird because you don't see what I'm talking about. Because like even when I get like somewhat separated from them, like a distance, it's still like it pulls you in. But on a 60 frame per second monitor, like the moves they happen quick. Even though it's still they still have a hitbox advantage. But the moves don't like linger out and like give you time to move. And one thing that's a problem with like that, like playing that, and you get sucked in the vortex with Falcon. When he hits you, say like if he hits you and you DI, which I'm gonna go to another thing, how the lag is affecting DI. So if he hits you and like I don't like DI correctly, since like Falcon he a fast faller and his weight, I could get juggled like really easily. And it's real easy to get like put back in another combo because the lag is affecting my DI as long as it's affecting like how the way we playing the game. So if he hit me and I don't DI correctly, because the lag is making me not DI. That's what I'm saying. The lag is a real serious issue. And like the whole input, it can't be no lag. It can't be like no strong lag when you playing these games, especially Smash Brothers. Like it's one of the more like intricate movements. It's the best game I think I played when it's displaying movement. It's the best. Like I play like Madden 2K. Like this one got to be like the best game in terms of movement. I don't know how they made a 2D game feel so real. Like if it's actually like a real, like you actually playing it. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. And people think like the game is clunky. Nah, it's not clunky. The problem is you playing like the monitors are defective. Well, maybe they ain't defective because in other games, it's probably made for other games, but it's not made for Smash Brothers. It's a 60 frame per second game. You understand what I'm saying? So now back what I was saying. So now like when you play on a 60 frame per second, like even people like who be playing on monitors, they don't really know like the full extent of how the game's supposed to feel. Like the movement is effortless. Like what I be doing is not special. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can pick up a character when they like all the inputs is. How you doing, Dalek? Anybody can pick up a character and start moving around with them. It's that easy when you playing on a monitor that's like good. Now, the monitor I play on, it's like an old model, but it's 60 frames per second. People won't even wonder like how I'm moving, like how the way I'm moving. It's because I'm playing on a GL2460B monitor. It's an old BenQ monitor. And it's allowing me to express the full characteristics of, I can't even say that word of that character. It's like his full nature. You understand what I'm saying? It's allowing me to express myself. It's allowing me to move in every way in which it's possible. Like the other monitors, they like I said before, they limited it. How way Captain Falcon moving, and any other character, period. But it's like some characters affect more than others. Some characters lag is helping. Some characters is not helping. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying some monitors are better than others too, but they still all bad. So I'm gonna keep. So now one thing with DI, what you gonna notice is what I was saying. It's real easy to move like through the air. You don't feel it. Like it ain't like no pool. Like when you talking about it, feel like it's like a strong congestion. Like your nose is stuffy, or like you in a pool, or like you swimming in like oil or something. Like it's like a resistance. When you play on a monitor that's actually compatible with the game, it feels like light and concrete. Like you can control every little bit of movement. Like there's nothing wrong. Like everything you press, he moves. Like nothing really stops you. Like if you want to press back air, bam, bam, stomp, up air, like it just comes out like free. Like you want a slingshot, and it does it on command too, with no hindrance. So another thing is, so it makes characters way better to play. It makes the game way more enjoyable to play. Cause the game is not enjoyable when you can't move. Which why a lot of like little characters in the game, you may think they weak, but they not really weak. It's just that it requires like each character they make like a specific design for how the way they move. Like it's like a specific design. So some characters can move through lag way better than other characters, and a person won't notice. But with Falcon, how the way they designed them, like if you playing in lag, you would think like if you don't even know, you haven't known any better, you would think he have the worst movement in the game. But in reality, like when you take all like the lag away, when it's the input time start getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, it's the best. It's really like the best movement in the game, which is weird. It's not weird. Just how the way they designed it, and the lag is affecting how the way they designed it. So the designs with the characters is good. Like if you ever play with Ganondorf, he gonna be like Cheeks when you playing on the he's still gonna be Cheeks period. But when you play on a 60 frames per second monitor, like it's lovely when you playing with Ganondorf. Like it gets way better to move around with. Like and it start to feel like Melee too. So now I'm talking about the DI. So the DI is very clear. I'm gonna talk about more in separate like TikToks and stuff. I'm just gonna like run it through it. Like why these monitors are so bad. So now I'm talking about DI, I'm talking about attacks. Another thing with these monitors, like what lag do, it makes your moves like it sinks into the ground. Cause it's two different type of lags too. It's input lag and it's a display lag. When you put those together, it makes it even worse. So and then with some of these monitors, they just so like thick. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it feels so thick like that, but you cannot play the game when it's like so thick. It's so lag. Like you can feel it. You gonna be able to feel it too. Like each brand got a different feel. So what I was talking about? Yeah, so each branch got like a different feel. So what I was talking about like attacks when the moves just sinking into the floor. Like sometimes like you could be like Nutrien like that. You see it like you don't mess up when you playing on these monitors. But like sometimes, like if you play on a monitor, like you playing the game, like you will see your Nutrien just constantly like sinking into the floor. It could be like any attack, and it just be sinking into the floor. And it's like I don't know why is that happening, but I think it's the lag like ain't pressing it at the time. But it's probably a monitor defection, because it is monitor defections. I'm about to talk about that soon after I talk about this. So like the lag, like these monitors, it's just not, it's not pressing the inputs out like how it's supposed to press them out. So another thing is like the lag is affecting the speed. So the speed, so one thing, why is it majorly affecting Captain Falcon? Because that's the only thing really Falcon have, is his speed. And when the monitors, when it's not expressing that full speed, he's not a good character no more. That's what I'm saying. He's not a good character at all. Like he basically turns into Ganondorf for real. It's a stretch though, but it's really that serious. Because when you can't get in and out of like the certain zones and try to attack your character, attack your opponent, you just ain't about to win. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you can't move because of lag. You can't move properly. So now they just throwing like, and then a player like Marth or like a Yoshi or a projectile character, he could just stand there and throw stuff at you. You know what I'm saying? And then it makes it hard for you because you can't just stand there and throw stuff at him. You gotta actually go in and attack him. Or you gotta at least wait patiently and wait for him to mess up or hold shield or something. Like all you can do, like it's like it's that bad. So it takes away a whole element of the game. Nah, it like for a Falcon player. Cause now you can't hit people accurately. His hitbox is so small. One, when you dealing with lag. Two, you can't move. Three, you're slow. You're not as fast as you're supposed to be. So now, but now the thing is that the benefit of these other characters is, like, it's affecting everybody. But I'm just talking about Falcon from a Falcon point of view. And from like this character, now they could just stand there. They don't gotta work as hard. They can just throw stuff at you. Their attacks are coming out faster. That's another thing too. And lag, if it's not going at a certain speed, like how the way it's supposed to, like how the way they made the game, and that monitor not translating that speed, you ain't about to beat out a person. Like if you play like Donkey Kong, like if you play on a monitor that's slow, like he'll do like a down tilt roll at you, and he will hit you like almost every time, like cause the moves will be out longer, and you would think you could punish that by you slowing down too with the lag, but it don't work like that. Like you can't slow down because the lag is a defection. Like it's missing frames. Like it's gonna keep hitting you like every time. Like big characters is very difficult to deal with on these monitors too. Bigger characters do become way better on 60 frames per second. Everybody become better, but like on the Falcon point of view, like it's really negatively affecting them, and it's not gonna become fun like to play. So now, so the issue, one of the issues is, what I want to say. So what I was saying, what I wanted to go with that. So the speed issue part. So the speed is very important with Falcon. And it's very important with a lot of other characters. But you take away the speed element of the game, now he just useless. Now when you be going into tournaments and you be playing like certain characters, you just ain't about to beat certain characters. Unless if you, like, you gotta really be a smart, like, player. Not a smart player just at that. Cause some people play differently. It's not about being smart. You just gotta just like know the feel of the monitor too. Which is gonna be a lot of filling out. And it's like, it's just a lot. It's just these monitors are trash. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. But yeah, so what the problem with these monitors, they just ain't picking up that. They not picking up, they're not translating correctly. Cause it's just bad. So like with Nintendo, their game is good. So like when they make their game, they got like certain formulas of how the way they make it. And that's how it should be. Like it works properly. But the problem is like the companies that make the monitor, it's not being like, they're not translating like their vision over to their monitor correctly. Cause you know, one, they not compatible with 60 frames per second. Which I don't understand like why it can't play. Why it can't play that correctly like that. I don't understand like how it's working. But I'm telling you, like you could play on like a monitor, like a 60 frame per second monitor, you will see like the differences. But, and not just because of a monitor is 60 frames per second too, don't mean it's good either. Cause like there's something about monitors, I don't know what it is, the history, but I've been doing like some studying, and monitors, how the way they making these small little monitors, they just ain't as good as how they used to make them, you know, back in the day, which I'm gonna explain like later. But yeah, like I was saying, like the companies ain't translating what Nintendo doing. They not bringing it over properly on their monitor, because they supposed to capture that same essence from their game, and however with the speed they created that game at, the properties and all that's supposed to come over to the monitor, and it's supposed to play just like how they created it to play. But these monitors not doing that. They already feeling at that when they talking about some 1 millisecond of lag. You understand what I'm saying? Or response time, which means there's lag in there. But see, the thing about it with this game, it can't be lag. That's what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? It can't be lag. So they especially this game, because it's real sensitive to movement. There's a lot going on too. It's real good. So when they it's just not, the lag is not good, period. And that's why the main reason why Melee players, they're playing, even when it's 2023, they still playing Melee tournaments on CRTs. Why? Because there's no lag that goes into CRT. So like you won't experience like delays and stuff like that, and the game is way more enjoyable. Just like how Melee is, Smash is the same way because it's 60 frames per second. It's responding correctly when you playing on like a 60 frames per second. Now I don't know how like the 60 frames per second works, because CRT, they said they could play more up past 60 frames per second. It's something with like how they making the technology that's messing up how the way the games is being played. So, but one thing, that's why Melee players, they not messing with the monitors. And what people need to understand, like I've been watching videos on it, and I haven't really like dabbled in Melee like that. I'm not a Melee player. I haven't played the game started there. But one thing I could agree with the Melee players is that the monitors is trash. The same thing with Melee is the same thing with Ultimate. Like I feel what they feeling. Like when they say it's laggy and you can't do certain moves and stuff, like it's really bad. Like it's really noticeable too. I'm gonna explain like how bad it is later. But it's really bad. It's not good for competition. Like on a horrible level, it's bad. And that's why Melee players, they not playing on these monitors. They playing because the CRT is way more responsive. It's way more responsive. But it's not about, this ain't about the CRT. It's just that monitors, 60 frames per second, it's just that they way more responsive and the inputs is getting out quicker. That's why they playing on CRT, because it's no lag. So what they feeling, I could feel that. And anybody could feel that. And I don't know why they not trying to feel it. But it's just something else we gotta just talk about. I don't know if it's psychological or it's like I'm in the Twilight Zone or something. But speaking more about that, it's another thing with the monitors. The modes that's with the monitors. Now, one thing with the tournaments I know they ain't doing, they not checking what modes these monitors is on. And that's very detrimental. It could be very detrimental. People don't understand that. So when people don't understand what these modes is doing, like it's taking away lag with certain modes. And certain modes is also switching up how the way the settings in the game. People ain't noticing, but it's switching up how the way the game is played too, if you noticing. Like one thing, like especially if you playing like on a TV. I used to play on this TV at my school, and it used to be like really, like it's really, TVs are really laggy in general. But I've noticed like especially when you playing Falcon, like you couldn't hit nobody when it was on a certain TV mode. Like it was bad, and it just keep beating you. And two, I started telling them to put the TV on game mode, and you will noticeably know the difference. Even though it's still like a lot of lag on it, you will noticeably know the difference of the gameplay when it switches to game mode. And that's like that on every monitor. And when you go into the tournaments, they don't think it's an issue. I don't know why they not even checking. People just sitting on a monitor, they don't even know they being affected by the modes of the game. They just sitting on there and just playing. I don't know, like why is it they just sitting down, they just playing, and they don't even understand like how the modes is affecting how the way they playing. They don't think it matters. And what the issue is that, like I was saying, like it's not, because I don't think, hopefully ain't nothing psychologically wrong with them. I'm just thinking because they characters don't require them to move like that, so they don't notice. So they don't notice that it's a need. They just pressing, they just stand in the spot and just be pressing A and stuff. So they don't notice. Like some characters don't need to move around that much. But see, as I was saying, Falcon, it requires a lot of movement, a lot of like focus, because he don't got nothing else to do but just run around and try to attack you. You know what I'm saying? So you will notice it when you playing Falcon. You should notice it with every character. See, I take that back. You should notice it. Like it's obvious. It's obvious when you playing on a monitor. Like we got quicker response time. So the modes people gotta understand is affecting the game by a serious manner. Now I want to go over like certain monitors and stuff that's like really like good that I played on so far that's really bad. The first one I'll go over like my monitor. So as I was saying, the BenQ GL2460B, I think it was made like 12 years ago. It works really well because it's a 60 frame per second monitor. The only thing is, it's 3 ms of input delay, 3 milliseconds of input delay, which is like a person would be like, it's real bad, which it is. But the thing is, it's better than these monitors out today. Like, it's better than the new model. Like, specifically the model they got at Xanadu is really trash to play Smash with. And this one is better and faster, even though that one is like 1 millisecond, and even though it's 1 millisecond of input delay, and that would be faster than this one. It is faster than this one. Matter of fact, the one at Xanadu is faster than this one, but it's not faster. I'm gonna explain how that is. Like, this one is way more faster. The other one at Xanadu ain't faster, even though it's faster. Like, it's weird to explain because like, this one is way more responsive. Now, it's like, not only do these monitors, them 360 hertz, 150 hertz monitors is the like laggy, they also got like defections to it too. Like, say for instance, like the one at Xanadu, like I could be standing here, for some reason inputs don't come out. I don't know why, which is weird. Inputs just don't come out. Like, I could be standing here, right, and I'm about to run and grab this moth. When I run and grab this moth, he will not run. I don't understand why. Like, I come down on the ground, he would do something like that. Like, if I try to grab him, he'd do something like that. Like, it's hard. And another thing is, the main part they talking about, the reason why it's hard to turn around with Falcon is because you playing on these monitors. Because I have a hard time turning around with Falcon when I'm playing on those monitors. Like, I didn't understand, because I didn't understand what it was talking about then. Like, Falcon Man's talking about something they can't turn around. But see, I was playing on 60 frame per second monitors. So I didn't understand, like, what they meant. Like, I was like, what they meant, like, it's not that hard to turn around until you play on it what they plan on. And I'm like, dog, like, sometimes it just eat up, like, it just eat up your inputs. Like, you come down, you try to run, it won't run. He won't run sometimes, or let her know he won't even turn around sometimes on certain things. Like, certain times I do like a this, and I do like a back air. Hold on. He will not input that back air. And I would have to play, like, usually I like to go like neutral air, something like that. I like to turn around and do a back air. But see, when you playing on that monitor, you can't do that no more, because if you mess up, that might be your cheats. So I gotta like settle for like a down throw, like neutral air, into an up air. And I gotta always like be facing forward like this. I gotta put like in a forward position. And I can't like turn around. I can't do like more skill things to turn around because it's hard to turn around on a monitor. So when I'm running, I don't do like back airs and stuff on these monitors. It's hard to turn around. I just stay like facing towards him. And like, you will see that with other Falcon mains too. They not really turning around like that unless if they know they about to get like a attack cancel or something like that. Or they know for sure like a certain position is guaranteed with like the neutral and the back air. That's when they would do it. But they not really like constantly like throwing out back airs or turning around back air. They usually like stand like straight forward at them. And neutral air. If you watching videos of other Falcons, you see what I'm talking about. But like, one thing I'm telling you, the monitors sometimes at the monitor at Xanadu, the BenQ one, you cannot turn around like that. It's very hard to move. It's very bad to play on. One, sometimes it will eat my inputs too. Not just like when I'm falling down and trying to grab. Sometimes I would just be in the air and I'd be trying to press attacks and nothing will be coming out. And I would be literally like pressing, like in the air. I'd be literally like slapping my controller, and nothing will come out. And that's another thing too. You notice at Xanadu. So they know that they subconsciously know something wrong. So when they be playing, like if you playing next to a person, you will hear them constantly click their buttons real hard. They're trying to make the input come out because they trying to get it out. But see, that's the thing. When you playing on a computer or a monitor that's responsive, you don't gotta do that. Like they going like ka, and they trying but you would think they just press. They try to get the movement out because it's competition. No, that's not what it is. Like I figured out what it is. I started doing it because I'm like, these buttons ain't coming out. These attacks ain't coming out. So they're not coming out properly. They're not coming out at all. Sometimes, most of the time, it's like they're really laggy. You can't really move like that, or move properly. Like you will see them moving. But I don't mean like it's right. You understand what I'm saying? I don't mean like he getting that proper movement. So you gotta be like, when you playing on them monitors, you gotta be like real careful how you play. That's why up there they playing real careful, cause on monitors are cheeks. So like they playing real fundamental up there. they're not trying to do nothing. They're not trying to go off stage like that. They're not trying to do that. They just stand because you can't move. Because like usually you could get past like certain things on ledge and stuff if you ledge trapping. You could fight your way out, but it's really hard to like locate and key in your player like when it's like moving, like it's laggy. So they playing real fundamental. You will see most of them just playing like right here. Most of them trying to cover the roll and so forth and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? So they just playing real fundamental. Really, their fundamentals ain't really all that good, but just by their position alone, they in better position than you because you trying to do too much on a monitor that's not gonna allow you to do too much. You understand what I'm saying? So by them standing there, they're gonna win if they press the right buttons. As I'm saying, it's an A button war now. It don't go to skill no more. Another thing, they should never one thing they doing like all these patch notes and stuff. But see, the thing is, people don't even know like what really works and stuff like that. Cause the game is totally different now that like you switched over to this different monitor. If you understand what I'm saying. So now, oh yeah, so talk about my monitor. Now going back to this BenQ one, the GL2460 one. The only problem with it is like when you set it on game mode and you put it on the armor. I think you put the armor on. I don't know what armor does. I don't care about the terminology like that, but I know it make it faster. And the armor is one thing. It's the only on this monitor right here. Now I haven't played on all BenQ models, but I played on a lot of them. Armor is like the only one that works on this monitor right here. When you put armor on these other monitors, it get like blurry. The screen gets shot and all kinds of stuff. Like it's just weird. Cause I got other monitors in my house too with BenQ. So I know like the armor, like I'm testing them out like all the time. It's a difference. Like if you plan on it, you keep switching through monitors and you keep practicing on them, then you switch it back and you switching them, you just practicing on them. You see that armor is just like, I don't know what it is that's going on with them. This monitor that I'm playing on right now is actually the only good monitor I played for BenQ, and it was made 12 years ago for Smash Brothers. We gonna keep that down. I'm gonna test other games soon and see like, cause I know it's affecting other games, but we just gonna talk about Smash today and Captain Falcon. So this is the only model so far that I played on that's actually good for BenQ. The rest of BenQ is like the rest of the models for Smash Brothers is just not good since they not 60 frames per second monitors. And it's not, so whatever it is, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is, 60 frames per second, 240 hertz. That's just one of the issues, like I'm saying. But it's not picking it up. These monitors ain't picking up like the game, how the way the game supposed to be made, and it's not translating good. So that's what I'm saying. So BenQ, that's what I'm saying. They say BenQ is one of the best monitors for gaming. It probably is for other games. For Smash, no. Even though this model is the only model I got. Oh yeah, the projector too. I played on a projector from BenQ that was real good. And that's it. There's only 2 things I played on so far from BenQ that's actually good for Smash Brothers. The other one's just too laggy, too defective, too garbage. So BenQ is not good for Smash. I've been hearing people talking about something. BenQ is one of the highly regarded. No, it's not one of the highly regarded. The next brand, we gonna go to the next brand, is Asus. Or ASUS, I don't care. Asus, whatever they call them. Now they use these models at what's that? The ladder and the cave. Now I think the cave is predominantly ASUS. I don't know what. Now I don't know exactly what Hertz they is, but they are garbage. Now they got now ASUS, like each company I tell you, they got like a different feel. ASUS is better than BenQ for sure, but it's still garbage. Like they have things like input issues. Like sometimes you jump off a ledge. Say if you want to like jump off a ledge, like if you trying to come back from like like you recovering back. Sometimes like if you roll, it takes forever to roll. Like you won't notice it. You don't notice it at first. Like it takes for nothing. Like it gets stuck when you coming up. When you jump up in the air, like it gets stuck. Like it's just like the movement to get off the ledge is really hard for some reason on these monitors. And then you constantly getting hit too. Like with Falcon, especially with Falcon, it's like a force field. Like I'm telling you, it's defections with these monitors. It's like a force field around these players. And they just be hitting you, just beating up on you. And it's like, it's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. It don't matter what mode you switch on. And you can't move either. It's laggy. Now, it's certain ASUS brands that's moving really fast. Like they do have a 60 frame per second monitor. Now they use that at the ladder. It's a 60 frame per second. I believe so. I don't know if it's 60 frames per second, but it moves fast, but it's still trash. Like I said somewhere in the beginning, just because it's a 60 frame per second monitor, don't mean it's good. So what really is, like the company's just having a whole bunch of problems making monitors. They trying to find like the perfect monitor right now. They trying to create one. They don't got it yet. Which is obvious. What they talking about, some is delay. They don't got the perfect monitor yet. Something happened in between that time, that transition from the CRT to the big TV era to when they started using monitors. Something happened where the formulas is off, or they can't make it a exact replica. They couldn't like take the ingredients. Like it looked like it seems like to me. I'm just saying, I'm not a tech man, but it seems like they threw away a lot of parts. Because, you know, the CRT is bigger. And they threw away a bunch of parts. And they try to figure out how to make it, like, fast just like it. But it's slimmer. They trying to keep it slim at the same time. I'm just guessing right there. But something's going on with the companies and the TVs that's just thrown out of whack. But ASUS, I never played on now. Now I do own one that I gave away to the GW University. That got potential. That's like a 360 hertz, something like that, or one of them high hertz FPS. That got real good potential, but it was just too laggy. It's just too laggy. Like another thing is, people want to say like how I know this, like. So if you play like on TVs, that's 60 frames per second. Like I played on like mini TVs that's like 60 frames per second, and I played on like many like monitors. I'm talking like TVs like regular junk, like them Vizios that you could buy in Target. And I played on like a lot of monitors that's 60 frames per second. Not a lot, cause it ain't that many, but probably like 4 or 3. But I played on a lot of TVs, and between the monitor and TV, it got the same feel. It has the same feel, so you know, and it moves good, even though the Vizio's got like 15 milliseconds of lag and all that. Like it moves well. So another thing is TVs, even though they got all that input lag, it's still better than playing on these 360 hertz monitors that they got now out with Smash Brothers. Cause one, they defective, they're laggy, they just ain't good to play with. So the TVs, we got the TVs out the way, blown. But it's still, TVs are bad to play in tournament. But they're better than the ones that they're playing in tournament. But they're all bad. You know what I'm saying? They're all bad. TVs, these monitors they making, they're all bad. Even mine is bad. It got too much lag. But it's way better. It's the best one I play with. It's the one I use for a standard. Even though I know it's way more faster ones, which I want to talk about. But I know like what it feels like. And then if you're a melee player, you should know what it feels like. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, 60 frames per second game. Especially in this game, they got the same movements. And like if you watch Melee and watch this, or you watch like how I play, or watch anybody else who play or a Melee player play. Cause I got like a lot of movements and stuff from Melee. Cause I play the game like Melee. And the only reason why I was able to pull that off cause my monitor is let me do it. You know what I'm saying? My monitor let me do it, but I didn't realize I was doing that. I realized I was doing it, but I didn't realize the issue was then until like now. So the next brand, ASUS, only played on one model so far. I haven't played on a lot of models. I haven't played on the newest ones. But the most of them that's under them, they just bad. That they using that tournaments. They say ASUS is one of the best brands they use for Smash. Or for gaming, which I can't prove yet, but I'm gonna start testing with other games. ASUS and BenQ is just not it. Now the next brand, LG. Now LG, they say like I don't know why nobody really talks about these other brands like that when you play like in competitive gaming. But LG is far more superior than ASUS and BenQ. Now LG like the Life Good. What you mean like 7? Life Good, them Life Good products is way better than ASUS and BenQ by far. And actually the best monitor that the LG got, I played on like the Ultra Fast. It beats all the monitors that I played on, like the 360 hertz monitors by far. Like I actually like to play on it so much. The only thing is, since it's 360 hertz, I can still see like some things is wrong. Like when you play on it, you gonna see like it's certain things. Like I don't know why, it's weird. The movement is working good. Like it's like people don't understand how fast this game is. Like on that monitor, that ultra fast monitor, it's moving really fast. The creators of Nintendo, they probably made this game too fast. But they probably gotta reduce it probably. But it's really fast because it's still 1 millisecond of lag on that monitor, and it's moving real fast, which is weird because these other companies be claiming that they got 1 millisecond of lag, but when you play on it, it's not as fast as this one, which is weird. And I don't even got the mode set on the LG ones. So it's like, these companies, they either lying or they don't even know that the 60 frames per second monitor is more compatible with Smash, and that the 360 hertz is making it wonky. I don't know what the problem is, but I know like for a fact the LG company is better, far more superior. Like even when you touch the product, it feels like there's something more going on. Like some of them products, they be like kind of feel like cheap from the other companies. BenQ got like some solid infrastructure. Like you could tell like they putting in more effort with LG. But if you forget the infrastructure, what I just saying, that don't matter to me. I don't care about tech like that. All I care about is performance when you give them the monitor. You instantly tell that it's way better. And then I got the LG. It's like a 70 hertz monitor. But 70 hertz monitors, they don't really work like that. It's like a weird feeling. They all feel the same too, because it's a Spectra one. Spectra cheats. That company cheats, man. But they 60 frames per second monitor, I don't know what's wrong with it. But it's just cheap still, but it's 70, it's like a 75 hertz one. They be moving fast though. They better than them 360 hertz ones. For sure, for Smash Brothers. But it's still something wonky about them. Like one time I was playing a tournament on one of them, and like this dude, like he kept missing like the Zero Suit Samus, like the down smash special to like Spike. He kept spamming it on the edge. He missed it like 4 times in a row. I knew what was going on. Like I knew the monitor is wonky. He didn't know what was going on. I didn't say nothing then. But it just was just weird. He was like, he didn't understand why it didn't happen. Cause like it's the monitor. Which I was like, cause the monitor is, I don't know, it changes the game, literally. It's like some of these monitors like change like the properties of the game. And it's weird. It's weird. I mean, it's not weird. It's just trying to make it like a no conspiracy, but I'm just saying it's like tech is weird. Tech is weird, but you gotta like really notice. You gotta really like key in. And then another thing is, let's go back. Yeah, so the LG. So both of them, like I really like the LG products. Like this, I played on that 70 hertz one. It's really good, but it's some defections in. Now another defection in on the monitor. You will notice if you ever played on a monitor, like it's just taking forever to kill this dude. He just DIing everything for some reason. Like it's real weird. Like you be smacking him, he be like 180%, and he would just like won't die. Like I don't understand. Even if you hit like something like a back air that kill at a certain percent, he won't die. Like I don't got the evidence right now. And like for real, all you gotta do is just play on these monitors. I don't really need to record nothing, but I'm gonna keep on making videos about it. But like the 360 hertz monitors, not deemed worthy for competition. So LG, Samsung make real good products too. Nobody talking about these two companies for real. Samsung, LG. Even though Samsung 360 hertz monitors, they're no good, but they're not good because it's not compatible with Smash. Like I said, 60 frames per second game. But they working way better than BenQ and ASUS. So two brands. I haven't really tested out Samsung all the way though, but I know for a fact LG is way better than every brand I think I played on so far. The only thing, another thing that's wrong with LG, for some reason, they monitors don't got sound on it. Like they gaming monitors don't got sound. You don't know which game mode is supposed to be which on which. They got these weird things like gamma mode and all this. I'm like, bro, listen, I don't know why they so out of touch. Nobody care about that. I just need the junk to be just set it, please. Like nobody care about gamma mode with the cable spinless and the 365 Ryzen. Like I don't care about that. Just like I don't care. Just make the monitor, put it in English, game mode or whatever it need to be on. Make sure all that input is coming in through the monitor. I don't care about none of that other stuff. I don't care about none of the funny business, man. So and then another thing. What's the other thing? They don't got no sound. That's about it. I don't know why they don't got no sound in a monitor, in a gaming monitor, which makes it very hard to like use in tournaments. Because that's another thing. People be complaining about sound and stuff. I be like, I don't understand how a person complain about sound, but they just gotta have it. They gotta have the sound. So that's like it's a big no for LG. Even though LG got the best performance wise, it's better than every other company. But you can't just use it unless you buy headphones or speaker. You can use it. But yeah, so LG far superior so far. BenQ ASUS is just not as good what people think it is. And I played on these millions of times. I've been playing the game for 6 years with Captain Falcon. And then if people don't understand that what I just said, Wi-Fi, I played 6 years Wi-Fi and tournaments with Captain Falcon. Just saying, people ain't gonna understand that for real. Especially in Smash, they ain't gonna understand like what you supposed to be feeling. Like I'm trying to tell people that it just ain't as good. But it don't matter like how long I've been playing the game for. I'm telling you, like when you sit down and play on this, if I tell you the monitors to play on, you gonna notice the difference. Like if you just focus and just notice each monitor, you'll notice the difference between the monitor and the gameplay. Then another thing is, what the brand it is? Oh yeah, a sleeper brand. It's still trash though. It's a 60 frame per second monitor, but it's a ViewSonic. I don't know if you ever heard of that. So the ViewSonic is actually very fast. Like it's very fast. It's like a 2 millisecond jump. It's 2 milliseconds, but it's very it's like fast. Like that jump is too fast. So the only thing about it got some lag. It's crazy. It's fast, but it got some lag in certain things you do. What you gonna understand when you play on it. But by far, ViewSonic is it's still better than like some of the monitors they use at tournament, but it's still trash. So I gotta throw that in the trash. What else I wanted to say? ViewSonic. So what I'm saying, like, so it's the same. Ultimate and Melee is the same game. I mean, the same. It's kind of like the same game, but it's 60 frames per second. So that's what I'm trying to say. And if you playing Melee, and you playing like Ultimate, you automatically like they know the difference. Like people don't understand like the input lag is affecting the game, and it's the reason why Ultimate is just not fun to play because of lag. But that's all I wanted to say so far. Thanks for watching. I'm the Bucket Man J. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube, TikTok. I'm gonna be making more videos about this soon. But that's it.